Yeah. Welcome to the second short video clip on our company's project on autism. Cellel is trying, based on the background we presented in the previous clip, is trying in the research of the diagnostic aspects to understand the feature and the scientific basis for autism. And I would like to present that based on what we discussed in the previous clip, that there are immunological and autoimmune associated aspects in autism, as we presented before. And that is the basis which is evident from the results of many research groups worldwide, where we had the privilege to work together with the Frontiers volume. And we saw from many research groups that there is a basis to understand the behavioral symptoms in autism based on biological findings. And that's exactly the research we want to address now in order to find that. We presented at length in the first clip the background of autoimmunity and autoimmune entity of autism, which is related to the mother, pregnancy, and the fetal exposure. But what is relevant now for the diagnostic project, for the operation of this research, is that we want to take blood from in one context. We cannot go back to pregnancy we can go back to the mother, but what is relevant for the child is not the history of the mother, which is indeed very relevant for the background, but what we want to understand now is what is the status of the immune function, what is the special profile of the immune status of the child now. Does that change over time? Can it be addressed with treatment to make a change on the immunological status? By better treatment, can it get worse? In order to understand that, we take blood from the child. The younger the child is, meaning closer to pregnancy, the better. The younger the child is, the more brain plasticity is theoretically an option. And we want to understand in these children what the immune status is. Basically, we want afterwards to go back to even earlier stages and to see whether we can treat at an early stage. But with one shot, this diagnostic blood test from the child is hopefully very promising, and we have actually already good findings which we want to further establish. So our company has ethics approval both in Israel and in Canada and in places in Europe, and we try with this international study for immunological markers in children with autism compared to those children which are called the TD, the typically developing children. We are trying to understand what is typical in those children compared to the others at one point in time, of course, the same age and the same sex, in order to compare these children properly based on statistical guidelines. On a practical aspect, what we need from the children is for the recruitment. We have all the information online on the website. We ask the treating physicians, the team, and the psychologists to contact the family should contact our research coordinators via the website or the phone, which you have here at the bottom of the page. Afterwards, they should send in some basic information. We want to find out whether the child indeed qualifies based on the inclusion and exclusion criteria for our research. We'll make an appointment arranged by our excellent study coordinator. And after a consent form signed, we ask in a questionnaire some simple questions. It's 10-15 minutes. This related to those issues we discussed in the previous clip, that we want to understand in the questionnaire whether there are certain risk factors of immunological family history, of immunological diseases in the family, and so on. And afterwards, we draw from the child about 6 milliliter of venous blood. We give first EMLA, a local anesthesia, a cream with local anesthesia, so we can minimize the pain of the child. And within less than 60 minutes, this whole study is over. Based on these findings, and we have over more than 100 children so far with very promising findings, which we cannot present yet. We are optimistic that we can find something diagnostically which will help us hopefully in the future to clearly define therapeutic approaches, which we will discuss in the next video clip of this series. Again, here is our wonderful team, and you will find more data on each of them on our website. It's very important to us to work in a scientific way, in a most legal way. People should understand and support this research, which is indeed, in our opinion, a very promising approach to help children with autism and improve their quality of life. Thank you very much for your attention and collaboration in this matter. Thank you.